Well, Rachel, thank you so much for your time. Big congrats on Sometimes I Think About Dying. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to have such an emotional response, especially on a couple of scenes. The cafe scene, and of course the ending. You've watched this movie, numerous times, no doubt. When you seen the final thing, did you still have that emotional response?
Yeah, I have to say that, well, I mean, Marcia Debonis's performance in the cafe always like lays me flat. Whenever we would be editing it, we'd watch it so many times. I think there's not a lot of cuts in that scene, because we didn't need to. There wasn't like a lot we had to underscore. We only needed to tag in with Fran a couple times, really. Yeah, she's so good in that. And it's like a direct line, you know. And I will say that the finale, is it's such a perfect recipe of instincts and choices across so many times and inflection points of making the film. I had wanted to make something transcendent be the last image from reading the script, but I could never really decide what that would be. And I'm a planner. So to suspend that decision and to trust that the space and the location and the people and the process would bring me to that choice was scary. But I decided to do that. And I'm glad I did, because I think it's a very informed image. And I called our production designer on our down day, actually 2 days before we shot that scene. And I said, I think we have to bring the forest into the copy room. And Dustin and I had talked a bit about that being one of the moments. There's 3 moments where the camera moves in the film. Like, I think this is one of them, because it only ever moves when she's in her imagination. And I was like, I think this is a moment of integration where the world and her inner life can finally coexist together in some kind of harmony and safety. And I felt like that tableau would allow us to do it. But the song came in the edit. It came out of a joke. I was explaining to Ryan, okay, and we were pulling out, and we need to have like, I want trees and birds, and like we're in the forest, and he was laughing at me, as he will do, and had ripped the song from YouTube from Snow White and put it on there, like, and to make a joke like, oh, is she like Snow White then? Is this Snow White? And he played it over that final moment. And I think both of our expectations is that we would start laughing. Unfortunately, in a great way, it was a wonderful moment of discovery. We both started to cry. And it took us by surprise. And I don't think at the moment we fully understood why. I think I know why now. But at the moment, it was this like, it hit something very fragile and very delicate immediately. And it felt absolutely correct. And so we were like, okay, we're gonna have to get Disney to allow us to use this song. Oh God. But anyway, that's a long story to say that I love that moment not only, I think, says what it says visually and sonically, but that it was through the combination of instincts and collaboration across so many departments that brought it to life. So for a lot of reasons, when I see that image, it feels like not only is it touching on the thing that I think it's trying to touch, but it moves me because of that,
And of course, you wouldn't have that without, Daisy Ridley. Such a great performance, and it's going to be, I suppose, a different role many are going to be seeing her in. For you, what did she bring to the role that you were maybe not expecting?
Oh, interesting. Well, I knew that she was such a sharp wit, and I knew that she was such a sensitive emotional artist and such a technician. So I had such faith that she would do so much of what she brought to the table. But I think if there's one thing, I wasn't expecting her to act from her toes to her forehead. I mean, that walk was so crafted and yet felt so natural. I was so shocked when I saw her walk in for her first setup of the shoot, the completeness of her character that she built. You know, maybe I had a notion. No, I had more than a notion. I had a certainty that she would be such a complete artist, of course. But then to face it, to see another human being walk into the room is quite another thing. To really encounter that, I was like, "Wah." I think I turned to Dustin after that first shot and went, "We cannot fuck this up." Like, we cannot. Which, you know, typical me swearing. But yeah, so I'd say that was, which is sort of half unexpected, but that completeness was wild.
And I love that, you know, one of the early scenes, you know, in the office when they're doing that icebreaker type exercise. On your productions, on your movies, do you have any rituals before filming that you do with your cast or crew?
That's such a good question. No. No. I think that I have a lot of rituals for myself, you know, and I think something that's starting to develop in the last couple films is Dustin has the same desire as I do to go out into the field and find and collect photographs, moving photographs that build out the world. I don't call it B-roll because I think that's disparaging. We consider them photographs. They should have the same compositional integrity as something you could hang on a wall. And it also allows us to find the place, the tone, the energy, the mood, sometimes even the right palette and the look and the compositional instincts start to sharpen. And the last couple things that we've been working on, we've been able to do that early enough that we have a little something that we can show our artisans, our department heads, whether they be the actors or design team or what have you. And that being able to show that before we talk about anything or do anything on location was been very instrumental, because you know, so you can use tone words, sure, to be like, this is this kind of, but if it can be felt by the artists, then you don't have to explain anything.
So you guys are, I suppose, before filming, you're already building that world, you know, to show production, you know, give them an idea of what they're playing with.
Yeah. We go out there, you know, get up at 4 a.m. and get your coffee and wait for the light and find things. And that's how you get the deer walking down the stairs and things like that. That's how you get that stuff, is going out and being available to it, I guess.
I love how you capture, I suppose, the monotony of kind of office life. You know, these two guys arguing about a desk fan, that sort of thing. Did that make you think of, you know, some of your own jobs that you've been in, you know, in the past, and
what was that question? Was that from me being in an office before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in offices. I think everyone has to some degree on that set. I think you know, maybe not Dustin, I don't know. But I think almost everyone had some kind of reference to that kind of atmosphere. For sure. But I think also, like, we all know we're all people and we all know how people can be. And I don't know about you, but I can get, like, I don't talk about, like, with my friends, I'm not sitting there talking about, I can talk about big life things, but most of the time I'm just like, just bullshitting about the dumbest shit, or like getting angry with the dumbest shit, or getting real worked up about it. I'm like, you know, we can go 10 rounds about where Ryan should put his TV out on his deck to get the best view of a game, depending, like, you can, you know, well, if you put it there, you're not going to get any glare. But if you put it here, we're going to have the best seating possibilities. And you can talk about that for like an hour. And I think that is just great. I think that's great. I don't even think it's even funny. I think it's just wonderful.
Did you guys spend a lot of time deciding on what Daisy Ridley's character's favourite food would be? In the film, it's you know, cottage cheese. Was that an integral?
That was in the script. That was in the script.
Was it?
Yeah, that was scripted. So we knew from the day we read it, this girl likes cottage cheese.
I think you know, cottage cheese could take off again big time after this?
I'm hoping that we really catch a fire with it, you know?
One thing I want to talk about as well is, I suppose, the general aesthetics of it all. It all seems very natural, especially the lighting. Were you guys using natural light as much as possible in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, manipulating it, but yeah, harnessing it. Dustin is as much of a still photographer in terms of what he does, his practice, his work. So he knows what it is to go out and get the beauty, get that beauty, and he knows how to do that. I mean, I think he could do it in a closed closet if he had to. He'd figure it out. So you can approach that from so many different ways, but like, for instance, you know, we're in the office and it's okay, we got these overhead lights. What bulbs and diffusions are we putting up under that drop lighting to control that, you know, so that way we're building it into the space. Having little tools and tricks to form and shape the light, sure, but also something as simple as, are those blinds open or are they closed? Is this one 3/4 down? That's two. Have we seen it that way already? Which is also a thing that we share, he and I. We don't like to put the camera in the same place twice, and we don't want to see the same thing twice. So it's like, okay, have we seen this side yet? Have we seen this position yet? Have we seen her desk front on yet? When do we see that size? When do we see that shot? Same with the windows, like, okay, have we seen the light this way with the blinds this, you know, we'd have to make sure it was, there was variety, but you can control light that way. But there was definitely there was lights, but we didn't have a ton of gear, no.
And just one final question. You know, what are you working on at the moment that you can share? Is it something completely different to this movie?
I can share that it's a love story.
Right, okay. And is it going to be something you think as something that's going to be as interesting and I suppose in a way as, of course.
I think it will be stylistically different.
Right. Okay.
But it's the same team that rendered this film and have been with me for a lot of things will continue on. So same set of eyes looking through that viewfinder, and same set of fingers making the cuts, and same set of ears building that music, and same set of brains that are figuring out how to organize this product, this production, and design this production. So there's consistency in terms of that, but no, it's stylistically very different. Right. I don't want to talk more about it. I'm too superstitious. I can't. You got more out of me than the last couple, but I'm so superstitious. I already feel like I jinxed it.
Well, you could do a Tom Holland and share as much as you wish.
No. I'm by nature so superstitious. I was saying to the other two people, I said, oh, I think it's because I'm Irish American or something. That's what my friends are always saying. They're like, it's because you're Irish. Maybe so, but I get so worried. But no, I am endeavoring to try to make something else, and hopefully it works out. You never know. And but I have so much faith in all the people that I work with, including Alex Sachs, my producer. So, you know, knocking wood.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much. Best of luck with the film's release.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!